Know who this is. What? I'm back. Anyway, so in the last video, we set up controls for our text box. And again, yours should look something like mine. In this one, we're going to set up some spacing and alignment with aligning these boxes up and playing with the Y coordinates, X coordinates, and all that fun stuff. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we want to navigate to the ruler. So let me talk to you about this ruler. So this up at the top, you guys see that? This is our ruler. And so there is a ruler that runs across the x-axis. So anything here affects it horizontally, right, up at the top. Then on the left side, we have the y-axis ruler. So anything here affects it vertically, right? So from here, we can bring out guides, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring out guides. So we're going to click here. We're going to click. So all we do, look at that. All we do is click inside of the ruler panel. I'm going to hit undo real quick. I'm going to reset this up. So all we do is click inside of the ruler panel. And also to reset it, I'm just hitting Control 0. Okay, Control 0. So like you saw how like mine was going crazy, like when I went up and I went back up, and how like now my stuff is all over the place. I'm going to hit Control Z so I can remove that, but I'm going to hit Control 0, and it just zeroes the document back. It puts it back into the center of the page. So anytime your stuff is rolling around, and mine will roll around a lot because I'm working with a very, very small amount of real estate area to work in. Okay, I just wanted to give you guys that little bit tidbit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to switch to my selection tool just so that I can make sure it's not confusing my type. All right, so all I have to do is click and hold any inside of this ruler panel. So you click and hold anywhere inside of there, and then we're just going to click a guide out. Now, here's the deal. There are two types of guide. This guide right here is called a page guide because it's only inside of the document, right? So you see this guide, right? See how it's confined by this edge border? If I move my mouse outside of the document, notice now it becomes, it's a document. Wait, there are two guides. I can't remember what this one is. But how the guide actually extends beyond the page and actually is on the pasteboard. You notice that? So there are two ways. There's if I'm inside of the actual document, this one's called a page ruler, okay? If I'm inside of the actual document, then I get the page ruler, right? If I go outside of the document, then I have a ruler that extends outside of the page. Make sense? Okay, mouse in, it's in my document. Mouse out, it's outside of the document. What? Now, my favorite is the one that's outside of the document, because if I had a spread and I was working with two pages on here at the same time, it makes it easier for me to line stuff up. But whichever one is your preference, this is all about preference. That's just an extra bit of tidbit that I wanted to let you guys know. I'm going to go ahead and have mine outside the document. But in any event, this also makes it easier for me to grab. If I had a lot of stuff in here, I can just grab it outside of the document. But whichever one is your preference, go for it. It doesn't really matter. But notice my ruler is selected. We know that my guide, is selected. We know that it's selected because the only option I have in my control panel is for the X and Y, right? Which is what affects the guides. So cool, right? So I have my Y affected, and I actually want to put some coordinates in there. So what we're going to do is highlight. Also, this is called a field, right? Anything inside of here is a field. So, and then this is whatever field it is. So this would be the Y field name, right? Because it's Y. So the Y field name, and this would be the field. So this would be the X field name, and then this would be the field. So just a bit of information. All right. So in the Y field, we're going to type 44, right? And then when we hit 44 and hit tab, watch our guide move. It moved down to 44. What? How cool is that? I know. It's just what it does. It does math. I'm telling you. So awesome. All right. So now we have our guide set, which is cool. Now we want to start aligning stuff up, looking at these guides. Okay. So with the selection tool, which are already selected, we want to move the contact us box down. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's highlight contact us. and we're going to move it and align it. So we're aligning the top of the Contact Us box to this guide. Okay, did you guys see that? I'm going to undo just so I can do it again so you can see it. So, and I move my screen a little bit. We're going to move this down to the guide, and it's snapped right into place. So yours should do that too. So go ahead and do that. Sweet. So with this selected, and yours should already be selected, what we're going to do now is we're going to change the height of this box. We want the height of the box to be 1P5. So with this selected, notice down here where it says height, and the height says 4PO. You guys see that? Or whatever yours says. If yours says something different, it's okay. It shouldn't, but it's okay. All right? We're going to change that now anyway. So we want it to be 1P5. When we do that and we hit the tab key, the box should have adjusted exactly where we want it. Did yours? Sweet. All right. So that part is golden. Guys, it's so golden you don't even know. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we want to just make sure that this box, the media department, is aligned to the bottom of Contact Us, which it actually is, but we just wanted to make sure it is aligned perfectly. So that was just a make sure part. If yours isn't, then make sure it is. But it should be. It should be. If you were following exactly me as I was doing it, then yours should look just like this. All right. So the next thing we want to do is we want to find our namesake box. Hang on. This one. Oh, get it. Okay. I'm going to click on the namesake box to select it. And then I'm going to right click on it. And then we're going to choose text frame options. Okay. Did you guys get that? I hope it wasn't going too fast. Let me just rephrase. So we're going to click, not rephrase. Let me state it again. I'm clicking on the namesake box because right now what we want to do is if we look at it, our text is right up against the top. We want to fix that because that's not going to look beautiful. All right, so we're going to right click and then we're going to go to text frame options. And then this dialog box is going to pop up for us, which is our friend. We've seen it before. In here, we want to change the inset spacing, but we're only changing the inset spacing on the top. So making sure that this is unlinked, and it is. We're going to click in top, and we're going to change this one to be 1. So we want it to be 1 from the top, 1 pica. And if we tab down, notice we can look at it, and it moved it 1 pica from the top. It's pretty sweet. Let's choose OK. All right, and yours should be aligned to the top already. If it's not, make sure it's aligned to the top. All right, and the next thing that we want to do is we want to change the box height. Right now, the box height of this one is 4.0. We want to give it just a little bit of room at the bottom. So let's, with it still selected, let's go up here in our control panel to height, and let's just make it 4P2. All right, so it just gave it a little breathing room, which is cool. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select this text that's down here, the one for Ronald Reagan. And we want to, all we're doing is selecting it so far. We're going to go up to our control panel. And we're going to give it some changes. We want the height for the control panel, or for this one. We want the height to be 37P2. So 37P2. This is our largest change so far, right? We're going to hit tab. And we notice that the box has grown, which we want it to do, which is cool. We are going to go to the Y. So we're going to tell it exactly where we want the top of this box to be. So highlight the Y area and let's go ahead and give it a Y of 6P10. And tab. And now the box moved into place. Also notice that the bottom of this box is in line with our guide because we are awesome. What? So awesome. All right, so we're going to modify the style, but I think we'll do that in the next video. I think this video has gone long enough and we're good. We're good. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now. And then I'm going to see you guys in just a few minutes. Don't miss me in a few minutes, okay? In a few minutes. All right. So I'll see you guys in a few.